From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 19th, 2017. Ynet reports that Israel officially opened its first NATO office this week. IDF Deputy Chief of Staff Major General Yair Golan was in attendance for the official opening ceremony at NATO headquarters in Brussels. Golan met with NATO Deputy Secretary General Rose Gottmuller, who said, "Here in NATO, we understand that Israel shares our values and is an active and beneficial partner for Mediterranean dialogue." Golan is the highest-ranking Israeli official to meet with NATO representatives. On the sidelines of the meeting, Ynet said that Golan also met with the head of the Turkish Armed Forces, General Hulusi Akar, as well as with several military chiefs of a number of Arab countries who were also at the NATO meeting. Back in September, Israel's first ambassador to NATO, Aharon Leshno-Yaar, presented his credentials to NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg after the organization stated in May of last year that it would recognize an official Israeli representative and permit Israel to open a permanent office in its headquarters. Israel's Air Force received its first Arrow 3 Interceptor yesterday. The Arrow 3 is designed to shoot down intercontinental ballistic missiles outside the atmosphere and is considered one of the most advanced missile defense systems in the world. The system was developed in a joint Israeli-American program, which included American aviation firm Boeing and the U.S. Department of Defense, as well as the Israeli Department of Defense and Israel's aircraft industries. U.S. Air Force Brigadier General William Cooley came to Israel to join Israeli Air Force officials in welcoming the Arrow yesterday. Tributes were held yesterday in Israel and in Argentina to mark 2 years since the suspected murder of Jewish prosecutor Alberto Nisman. Nisman was lead prosecutor of the investigation into the AMIA Jewish Center bombing in Buenos Aires in 1994, which killed 85 people, alleging a cover-up by then Argentine President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner of the role of Iran in the attack. Nisman was about to present his findings to the Argentine Congress on January the 18th of 2015 when he was found dead from a bullet wound to the head. His death was reported as a suicide, but many believe he was murdered. In Israel's Knesset yesterday, a special ceremony was held by the Immigration, Absorption, and Diaspora Affairs Committee to remember Nisman. And in Buenos Aires, over 1,000 people gathered in front of the AMIA prosecutors' unit to mourn Nisman and recommit to finding the truth about his death and to find justice for the terror attack of 1994. Federal authorities said yesterday that they are launching an official investigation into a series of bomb threats made against several Jewish institutions over the last 10 days. Yesterday, as we reported to you, 18 Jewish community centers across the country received false bomb threats, just 9 days after 16 JCCs received similar phone calls. The FBI said the Bureau and the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division are investigating, quote, possible civil rights violations in connections with threats, adding that the FBI will collect all available facts and evidence and will ensure this matter is investigated in a fair, thorough, and impartial manner. Following the second wave of threats yesterday, Director of Strategic Performance at the JCC Association of North America, David Posner, thanked federal and local law enforcement for their quick response, saying that while the threats proved false, there was concern about the anti-Semitism behind them. He said, while the bombs in question are hoaxes, the calls are not. We know that law enforcement at both the local and national level are continuing to investigate the ongoing situation. We are relieved that no one has been harmed and that JCCs continue to operate in a way that puts the safety of their staff, visitors, and premises first. Turning now to some entertainment news, Entertainment Weekly reports that Israeli actress Gal Gadot, who made her U.S. film debut as Wonder Woman last year, will be seen on television screens across the country at this year's Super Bowl. Gadot, together with British action star Jason Statham, is featured in a commercial for Wix.com, a website building company based in Tel Aviv. And British singer Rod Stewart announced that he'll be performing in Israel again this summer. The 72-year-old musician last performed in the country in 2010 at the Ramat Gan Stadium. He will wrap up his world tour this year at Tel Aviv's Yarkon Park on June the 14th. And looking now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, January the 19th, with the presidential inauguration taking place tomorrow night, January the 20th, JBS presents a special Jewish retrospective of election 2016 tonight, including Donald Trump's address to AIPAC, the special L'chaim post-election roundtable, and more. That's beginning tonight at 7, running until 11. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, it's In the News, where I sit in for Mark Golub and speak to Nitzana Darshan-Leitner, who is director of the Israel Law Center Shurat Hadin, who represented the family of a terror victim in a lawsuit brought against Iran and Syria and the recent victory there, tonight at 6:30. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 19th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader.